My name's Logan Wallace.
And I'm Jorge Ramirez. And today we're going to talk a little bit about watch authentication here at FASHIONPHILE. And then we'll dive into, taking a closer look at some of our personal favorites. So starting with watch authentication, why don't you tell us, Logan, a little bit about the authentication process, the steps from the moment we receive the product to the moment that you get shipped out.
Yeah, so when a customer sends in their watch, the first thing our experts do is determine the model, the brand of the watch. The next thing is it goes to authentication, which is my job. For instance, right now we have this IWC 150-year anniversary Portupiecer with an 8-day power reserve. This watch is a manual winding watch. You can see that in-house IWC movement. This thing is a beauty. It has blue sword hands and an enamel dial. So take this watch as for instance, we're going to authenticate it. We need to check the case back markings, the depth of them, the quality of them, make sure the movement is finished properly like IWC does. We're going to make sure the strap is original, is the same quality as an IWC strap, has the correct markings. We can check the clasp, make sure the engravings are up to par right there. IWC, they use thinner bezels to help accentuate the dial. So this one, as you can see, it does have quite a thin bezel, and that enamel dial just really pops out. Those are just some of the things we use to authenticate and make sure it's a real, authentic IWC.
Right, that's awesome. Yeah, and really, I mean, it's amazing when you think of the secondary pre-owned market. Right, you have two completely different sides to it. You have on one side people looking to buy some of these classic pieces, but really don't want to pay full retail. Right, yeah. So when you think of the Cartier Tank, the Omega Speedmaster, different brands like Panerai, Hublot, Breitling, you can definitely find those in the pre-owned market, for a fraction of what you would pay retail. And it's interesting that a lot of people are starting to realize the value in that a little more. And it's been helping, the market grow tremendously over the past year. And then on the other hand, you have, some brands when you think of the Pateks, the APs, the Rolex, where even if you want to pay retail, you just can't.
Yeah.
Or at least people like us, we can't just walk into a store and buy a Panda or buy a
rich customer.
Exactly. So that's the other side of that secondary market. People that really want that piece have to look at the pre-owned market, obviously pay a premium for them. And luckily enough here at FASHIONPHILE, we have a little bit of both.
We do.
Whether it's that client looking for a classic piece, doesn't want to pay retail, we have that on our site. Or it's a client who's willing to pay a premium, but they want that Rolex Professional, they want that sub, we have that available, which is really great. So that sort of leads us to a little show and tell here. We picked out a few of our personal favorites to show you guys and see what we have available here at FASHIONPHILE. I'll start off with this Rolex Daytona. Been staring at it this whole time. This is one of probably my current favorite piece right here. Bring this up close so you can see the detailing on this. Rolex added that beautiful green dial to the 18-karat yellow gold case, which I love. I just love this contrast, find it amazing. Rolex made a bold move in adding this green dial to the Daytona, and I love it. I love everything about it. Again, this is another one you'll find in the secondary market for double than what it's worth, at that retail price point. So aside from that, I just love that overall look, that gold, that contrast with the green dial.
Yeah, beautiful. Those green dials are coming back.
Definitely are. It's a 40 millimeter case, so it's a great case size. It fits great on the wrist. Definitely recommend it.
For my first watch, it's going to be one of my personal favorites. This is the incredible Rolex Milgauss with a Z blue dial. Try and get a close up there. You can see that sky blue, that electric blue color. It's gorgeous. This also has a green crystal, if you can see that right there. This is an in-house made crystal by Rolex. They say it takes them 2 weeks to make each one, and it's their special, they're the only one who does it. Other people who do a sapphire crystal with green coats it in a green, but the entire sapphire is a green hue. This watch is actually made for engineers and anyone who works around a magnetic field, because watches are subject to being messed up by magnetic fields if you're around them.
Right.
It only takes a magnetic field measured up to 100 to 150 to mess with the timing of a watch. This is resistant to magnetism up to 1,000 Gauss. That's how magnetism is measured. So if you're in that industry and you work around a lot of magnets and equipment, this might be the watch for you.
It's awesome milgas. Now, do you prefer that blue dial or the black dial?
I prefer the blue dial.
Yeah, I love that look.
Yeah, I'd take either of them though.
Wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
For my next watch that I selected, I'm gonna go, a little off my comfort zone, but it's this beautiful AP Millenary. It's a 39.5 millimeter. You have that skeleton dial, obviously exhibition case back. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Really, it's an awesome watch for anyone. Anyone can get away with wearing a 39.5. It fits great on the wrist. Comes with the beautiful black leather strap. Just love the overall design of the watch. You have that beautiful diamond bezel. You have diamonds on the lugs. Great oval case. I just love the overall look of this. Manual wind as well. So it's a little, you feel sort of that connection with your watch when you think of this, having to wind it, feel a little more attached to it. So I just love the overall look of this one. Definitely recommend it.
For my second, we're gonna go take a trip back to IWC. I have right here an IWC perpetual calendar in rose gold. This has an in-house movement. Another beautifully done movement by IWC. You can see the detail in the quality of the finishing. What's special about this watch is your average everyday watch, when it gets to a month of 30 days, you're gonna have to reset your watch.
Right.
Because it doesn't account for it.
Right.
This watch accounts for 30, 31 days. It also accounts for leap years.
Oh, wow.
Including that is it accounts for the fourth year not switching for a leap year. So this won't need to be reset for about 200 years, depending on when we're at in the cycle. Right. This also comes with an additional calendar wheel. So when the year gets past 20XX, there's 21, 22, and 24 that a watchmaker can install. So this thing could be going for the next 400 years, wow, which is pretty incredible.
So we would definitely recommend having that on a winder if you're not going to be wearing it constantly. I believe it can get pretty tricky to reset and take some time. For my final selection, being a little biased here, I selected the 41 millimeter Royal Oak from AP. Just love the overall design of this watch, the bracelet, the case, the design of the case. Just love how it feels on the wrist. You have that exhibition case back there as well, deployant clasp. So it's just a great overall look. Fits really great. This is another piece that really very difficult to find. Walking into a store, your best bet would be looking at the secondary market. So this is available on our site. Beautiful design.
Yep. Speaking of hard to find, my next one, we have the relatively newly released Rolex Submariner 41 millimeter. This is the Starbucks, or also referred to as the Kermit, with a C though for Cerachrome, the Cerachrome bezel. This is a unidirectional green bezel that you can see contrasted with the black dial. Until last year, they had a green dial on this model, pretty much.
I love
that's
that
in
contrast.
40 millimeters. One of the things I like about the new Submariners is the new clasp. This isn't exclusive to this model, but one of the newer things they're doing is the glide lock. So this, you just unsnap it, and you can move it back and forth about 10 millimeters. So there's no more going to your local watch shop to have it fitted on the slightest little changes to your wrist. So this is another great piece. We have this listed on our website as well.
Mm-hmm. So these, again, are some of our personal favorites that we have available here at FASHIONPHILE. We'd love to hear what you guys think. We'd love to hear what are some of your favorites. Keep in mind, if you're thinking of selling your watch or you're thinking of adding a watch to your collection, please visit us here at FASHIONPHILE. We offer, upfront competitive quotes on the spot. Let us know if you guys have any questions, and as always, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks.